Today I will be launching a mini series where I'm covering two new robots from Ecovacs. The ones we are going to talk about are the N8 Pro Plus and the T9 Plus, and these robots are fully packed with new sensors. So I will not only give you little tips on how to operate these things and how to install them, I will also answer the biggest question of them all. Will this vacuum cleaner robot finally stop chewing on my cables? What up guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Eddie Bear, and by now you should know that I hate cleaning by myself so much that Ecovacs once again surprised me with one of their new vacuum robots, the N8 Pro Plus. I previously tested the OZMO 950 where I already thought it's doing a great job cleaning, but it turns out it can't stand a chance against the new N8 Pro. So in today's episode, I'm going to show you all the new features we received with the N8 Pro and what makes it so superior to its predecessors. Little side note, I also already have the new even more advanced T9 Plus, which is Ecovacs' new flagship model, and I'm going to release its review shortly after this one here. Disclaimer, Ecovacs did send me these units for testing, however, everything you see in this video is my own opinion, and with this out of the way, let's rip that box open. First of all, the N8 Plus Pro comes in a huge, heavy box. The most prominent thing in the box is the auto empty station, but more about that in a minute. First, let's talk about the accessories. It includes one additional dust bag, two side brushes, one power cord, and a pack of one-time use mopping pads. I absolutely understand that Ecovacs wants to earn extra money by selling accessories for their robots, but I don't think it should be with one-time use items that create huge amounts of waste over time. However, at least they are including one reusable mopping pad. It already comes mounted to your mopping plate. I was surprised that they changed the design of the mop itself. It now has some squishy foam between the layers, and this way it can get deeper into the grooves of your floor. Therefore, it significantly improves the cleaning performance while mopping. Now let's take a look at the auto empty station. I do like the fact that Ecovacs decided to change the color of the auto empty station from black to white. This way, the whole station looks smaller than it actually is. Under the lid you can find the dust bag where all the stuff that your N8 Pro collects while cleaning will be sucked into. Depending on how many dirt your robot collects, it will be good for somewhere around 30 cleaning sessions. On the back of the auto empty station you can find the power connector, and there is an option to spool up all the unnecessary cable. The black surface I'm freeing up here now helps the robot to navigate itself home after it's done cleaning. The auto empty station will not only empty the dustbin of the N8 Pro, it will also charge it while it is sitting in its dock. You also should make sure that these two silicone ports are clean at all times, so the auto empty station is able to properly suck out the dirt out of the N8 Pro. Now let's take a look at the N8 Pro itself. Once again, I do like the fact that Ecovacs ditched the black color scheme from their previous models, cause on a white robot you will not see that much dirt as you did on the black models. Before you first use the robot, always make sure to remove every transport restraint there is. Apart from more powerful vacuum motors and new sensors, Ecovacs did stick with the stuff that already works, meaning the main brush and the side brushes are the same as we already know them from the previous models, which makes it super easy and cheap to get replacements. Talking about side brushes, the red brush goes into the red socket, the green brush goes into the green socket. One of the biggest evolutionary steps on the N8 Pro is the new laser-based LiDAR navigation with advanced depth of field sensors. Plainly put, the N8 Pro has better vision than its predecessors, and it will not bump into finicky or small objects. The dustbin has the same size as we already know it from the Deebot OZMO 950. The only difference is if you have the Plus version, you have these flaps on the bottom of the dustbin so the auto empty station can suck out all the dirt off the dustbin. Now you know what's in the box, so let me show you how to set it up. Fire up the Ecovacs app and select the barcode scanner on the top right corner. Grant the app access to the camera, open the lid of the N8 Pro and scan the QR code underneath it. Enter your Wi-Fi password and hit next. Also make sure your Wi-Fi is a 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, otherwise the robot will not connect to it. And since our N8 Pro is already turned on, we can skip the next step. Now go ahead, press the reset button for 1 second, and after you release it, you should hear an acknowledgement.
Ready for network setup.
Now check the I've heard the sound box and hit next. Now the only thing left for you to do is to join the Wi-Fi, lean back and let the app do the setup. Also don't worry, this whole process can take a minute or two depending on your Wi-Fi. So once it's complete, it will show a setup complete message and you're ready to start your first cleaning cycle. For this, I still would recommend you to tidy up the place a little bit. Even though the N8 Pro can detect objects better, for the first cleaning it has an easier job mapping your place if it does not have to drive around a bunch of stuff. Also make sure that your little pet has enough juice to complete the task fully. Otherwise you will have to start all over again. I live in a 90 square meter apartment and the initial mapping took almost 80 minutes. Just for reference, a normal cleaning cycle takes about 45 to 55 minutes. After all this is complete, you can further adjust the map so it will reflect your actual home. This is due to the fact that the Ecovacs app will automatically create cleaning areas which not necessarily reflect the rooms within your home. In my example, parts of the hallway have been assigned to my office, so I'm going to cut away that part and will merge it once again with the hallway. For this, select Divide Area, select the area you want to change and adjust the cutting line accordingly. Once you're satisfied with the result, hit check and it will cut away parts of the room. To merge the just created area, select Merge Area, select the two areas you want to merge and hit Merge. Like in the previous models, we also have the ability to create virtual boundaries and no mopping zones. So just select virtual boundaries and drop them in the map where you want them to be. Aside from the options we already knew from the previous models like the OZMO 950, we did receive 3 new options, from which one is extremely helpful if you have mixed surfaces within your home. Let's begin with the new ability to label rooms. If you select the cleaning area, you can choose from a variety of options how you want to label your room with a little icon. This feature, however, is not only a cosmetical option, because if you head over to Cleaning Preferences and select Edit, the Ecovacs app will recommend certain cleaning setups for certain room types. With the example of the living room, it will be cleaned twice. In the hallway, for example, you could also adjust the settings so it will be mopped with more water. This is a super important setting if you are having hardwood floors and tiles within your home. And last but not least, another nice to have new feature is the ability to change the cleaning sequence. So if you're unhappy with the sequence how the robot is moving through your home, you could adjust it so it will not cross already cleaned areas on its way back to its charging dock. So much for software, let's talk about hardware. A very positive change between the OZMO 950 and the N8 Pro is its noise level. From an audio standpoint, the N8 Pro is 6 decibels quieter than the OZMO 950. Honestly, if I'm on a phone or in a Zoom call, I don't want the OZMO 950 anywhere near me. The N8 Pro by any means is still not silent, but I can let it run in the background without being disturbed too much. Ecovacs claims that the N8 Pro received a massive upgrade regarding its sensors, and I can confirm that. The N8 Pro barely touches any object sitting on the floor, and it is even able to recognize see-through vases or wire table legs. However, it will still eat cables on the floor, and if you're having your smartphone on the floor, it will eat it too. Talking about changes, I like that they closed up the laser scanner sitting on top of the N8 Pro, cause this will prevent possible dust buildup over time. This was different in previous models like the OZMO 950. Once again, they also changed the size of the mops you need. However, they also added some foam in between so it can go deeper into the grooves on your floor, and I gotta say that this made a massive difference in cleaning performance. This is how the old mop looked like after cleaning, and this is how the new mops look like after cleaning. So what do you think, which one does a better job? Regarding the new mops, I also noticed that the water distribution is more consistent than with previous models, and this also yields better cleaning results. Considering the auto empty station, I gotta admit I was a bit skeptical at first, but you get used to the convenience pretty quick. The only thing I still don't like about it is its size. It's a massive piece of tech you won't easily find a good spot for, and I still think it looks like a toilet. Overall, I can say I thought the OZMO 950 did a great job cleaning, and it turns out the N8 Pro even does a better job at it. It's amazing to see how much of an evolution these robots received just in the past 3 years. We are starting to reach a point where it's literally not necessary to clean by yourself anymore. In my opinion, the time you win back through such machines absolutely justifies the investment. With that said, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for my upcoming review of the Ecovacs T9 Plus, and if you liked today's episode, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and let's mop together in the next one. Peace.
What is love? Lately I've been wondering just what is